welcome guys. We're just letting people join for now. We don't start trading until the markets open, which is in about 9 minutes. So for now, just if you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, just enjoy. Feel free to chat along. What's everyone been doing lately? Or a more important question, has anyone taken any trades today? What do I trade? So I trade the futures markets. So NQ, which is otherwise known as NAS 100, and YM, which is otherwise known as US 30. And I also trade a little bit of gold. I don't trade anything else other than those three, but I am starting to have a look into currencies such as Euro USD and GBP USD. Most. That's a very clean setup. I like it. I think it's a little bit too clean for me. I don't know. I like things. Is that one of those picture frames where it has like the like a glass slide that goes in and it like shows a picture? Hey Tom, you can finally hear me. Do you also trade crypto? I don't trade crypto. I have a bag of XRP, um, and that's about it. I've been tempted to start day trading Bitcoin, but that's just because we're kind of just in a range where anything under 100k is just a perfect buying opportunity. We broke below 100k here. Obviously, we're finding support from this area here, and then we've pushed back up. So, it's an instant, even if you just do like one lot, it's an instant 5k profit. I believe we dropped from it here as well. You're looking for anywhere sort of between like 103 to 105k for your take profits. So, yes, mate. Funny though, I use it for a desk lamp. It does the job for dim lights. My partner's become obsessed with lamps lately, so she's stolen my desk lamp. We've got it in the bedroom for now, but basically means I have to go out and buy a whole bunch of different lamps of a variety of sizes and colours, and basically just put one in every single room because I don't know, the second it gets late now, she just immediately, it's lamp on, big lights are off, and the second the lamp's not good enough, then that's when it's bedtime apparently. She's just going on a freaky tangent for lamps. What sort of plays we're thinking today? I want to hop in longs. Definitely thinking longs, but where are we? NQ. So we've got, if you break it down to 15-minute, we have quite a large area of like liquidity that we're going to want to come and sweep. Starting off with this area here, and then I'm going to have interest for longs going off of this order block here, but I can also see this getting swept, at which point it'll be interest in longs from here, but I will be taking stabs at longs from this point. I don't think it'll be too much risk, and we're going to be targeting ideally filling in this gap up here, but as a minimum I'd be wanting to see previous day Asia highs. Thank you. Looking nice for longs, to be fair. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get in on them yesterday, but we didn't quite get the play that I wanted. On the 1 minute yesterday, I was looking at this area here, sort of, just at like towards like the end of London. I liked the fact that we came up and we took this minor high, and then we kind of had continuation of that move with what looked like a pretty solid point of like liquidity interest. So I wanted us to basically, as we took this high, then have a single move come down, take out the liquidity, and then I was going to try and get long somewhere around this area. But yeah, then the market then moved on without us. I did end up getting yeah, so whereabouts was it? It was 101. Yeah. So I got long at 101 just here. Just because I saw this big influx here, and then we came down and we swept this liquidity point just there. And I didn't think that we'd push any further down. I definitely was thinking it was going to be a short-term sweep. So I got in longs here. My stop loss was it was about 20 points. Around there. Basically, I just went for a 2-to-1. It was only a very small trade. I didn't make very much profit. But obviously I could have tried to hold it. It was also kind of like the evening reversal. For my time anyway in the UK, you tend to find that around 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you start seeing the market really start to kind of have like a reversal as to what it's been doing previously. Obviously, we were pushing down previously, and then we get that nice reversal, and we continue back to the upside where we've now taken New York high. US 30's been mad, not looked at it in a while. No, I'm the exact same, to be honest. I've not really been touching US 30. We've got a minute and a half until the market's open. Originally for US 30, I was wanting us to attack kind of this area up here, and we're getting very close to that, so I might be looking for shorts around this area, but obviously it is quite risky, what with it being near all-time highs. Obviously NQ on Monday, we had that insane push to the downside. Just the weekend gap was, I believe it was about 200. No, 100, about 140 points. But then overall it just absolutely crashed, dropping over 1,000 points on the day, which I can't even remember the last time I saw it do that. What's Jet Black sent? Oh damn, bro! Cheeky 13-point move on gold. Nice one, man. What was your stop loss? Oh wow, yeah, no, that is the 15-minute chart. Yeah. Wow. Trade and a half though. Congratulations. Okay, so it was about a 2-to-1 trade, yeah. Right, the markets have now opened, so like I said, I'm going to want us to try and push down to here. I should have I've got my my futures account connected, so if I do actually open up any positions, you'll see the live P&L being displayed on TradingView. The trade was 1-to-1, but I moved the stop loss to reduce the risk. Okay, fair enough. Was that just risking sort of like 1% then? Yeah, okay. I mean, it worked out, so happy days. And you said I can't remember when it was. It was a couple weeks back, but you said you had a sort of daily profit target, didn't you? And is that just 1% per day? I mean, it's a good way to go about things. Just remarking my zone, just so I can have a look at it on the 1 minute. See if there's a better area for us. Probably this area here, to be honest. Had a nice bearish influx on the open, so hopefully we can keep it going. I don't think we've got any news today, do we? If it wants to load. There we go. They don't really matter. Yeah. Okay. No major news today then. That's good. 3 p.m. UK time USD, I think. Yeah. Not. I don't think it'll influence the market too heavily. You might get sort of like a 10-point move, but it'll kind of just influx like a gradual mover rather than a huge wick kind of thing. What do you think about Asia low zone? Yeah, I think we sweep it. Uh, I'm not gonna run shorts into that zone though, so I want that to act as our sort of like liquidity area. And now comes the worst part of trading, and that's having to just sit and wait. ES. 540. Wait, did NQ take London? Yeah, okay, so NQ took London low. ES is yet to take it, which usually incites for more weakness directed at NQ. So we should see a continuation to the downside now. Hopefully then it will result in NQ sweeping Asia lows without ES taking the Asia lows, and then obviously that kind of just does the exact same thing. It'll then be waiting for ES to come down, take the Asia lows, and then by that point NQ should tap into our area of interest and give us our buys, and then we're going to be targeting the London high for our take profit. Euro USD. Okay, I'd say bullish, just because we've had a really nice reaction off of this area. almost a perfect like 50% bounce. But definitely missed the move on that one, so going to be staying out of that and not looking at it anymore. And then gold. Interested in sells on gold. I don't think it'll push up too much. I don't think that there's too much sort of like uncertainty in the markets as there has been previously. So this should be a protected high. Possibly come sweep this London high, and then another day this week. I don't think it will happen today, but then get sells back down and print a new lower low. But as I said, I don't think that will happen today. So our main goal is going to be NQ. Yeah, just having to wait for it to play out. Happened exactly how we said though. ES then wanted to come and take the London lows, and in doing so, it then resulted in NQ coming down and taking the Asia lows. So now we're going to be waiting for ES to come and take out the Asia lows, which then should drag NQ down to our area of interest, and then we should get a nice bounce to the upside, targeting London high. Again though, I do also have a 15-minute area of interest at these lows here as well. So if we do get stopped out there, then we might potentially see a tap in from here and another bounce. This will be quite a hard position to manage though, because it is a very large area. Even on the 1 minute time frame, I believe it's still about 100 points or so. That candle. Yeah, 75 point candle. So we'll have to wait and see on what happens with that one. I'm going to print out another box on this candle here, just so I know whereabouts the actual top of the 15-minute zone is. Okay. What do you guys think? Would you say I'm crazy, or would you agree? Okay, I'm glad Tom's with me. Are you doing anything this week, Tom? Because I'm in York. Hopefully, tonight until Sunday. So if you're free at all, give us a shout and we can meet up. Yeah, ES is reacting off of this small zone here, hence why we're getting a bit of delayed movement. But it'll eventually break through, take out the Asia lows, and give us our entry. Yeah, all right, man. Just let me know. Remember the chart. ES already broke through the London low. What's this one? What? So these are both ES. And one's only just gone through the London low. Whereas one of them hasn't. Okay, that's weird. NQ getting very close to our zone. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Like, and time frame shouldn't matter. I know that one of them was the 15-minute, one of them was the 1 minute, but it's still based on the lows and highs of the London time period, so that wouldn't change anything. But like, if I set that to ES, and then this is the exact same thing. This is above London, and this is way below London, and yet they're the same price. So, not entirely sure what's going on with that one. What if I change it to the 15-minute? Does that change anything? Nope, not at all. On NQ trades, I risk. Kind of depends on the setup. So it will be usually about 0.25% if I enter from the top period, like I'm going to with this one. Because that will be on micro NQ. And then if it's from the 50% and kind of a much nicer looking setup, then I'll be risking between 0.5 and 1%. But I don't usually like risking 1% per trade. I think that's a stupid industry standard. Um, I do think that your stop loss should be variable. You shouldn't have a fixed amount per trade. Because at the end of the day, different setups have different sort of confidences and reliabilities. Um, if you see one setup that you're not 100% certain on, you're maybe 96% certain on, then by all means risk half as much. Meanwhile, if you see one setup that is absolutely it's down to the last detail, just perfection, risk 1%, maybe even risk 2%. Your risk should be dependent on the trade itself. It shouldn't just be based around a fixed amount for every trade. Or at least that's my opinion. What time's your London box start? Could be something to do with that. You're entering at the top of the 50-minute zone. Yeah, so I'm going to be entering a small position at the top of the 15-minute zone, and then I'm going to be entering with a larger position at the 50%. This 1 minute zone, I don't think it's going to come and respect. But we'll see. And my London zone starts at 8 o'clock UK time. Just because when I was trading stocks, that was when the UK stock market would open. So 8 a.m. So it shouldn't mess up the 15-minute then. No, it's a round number. So yeah, I'm not really sure why I was getting differences. If it wasn't so close to a trade, then I would I'd kind of have a look at exactly what prices were, but we're getting very close to the magic number, so whereabouts are we? 170.5. And then what's this one? 133. Just there. There we go. Cool, sorted. Okay, we're in our small position at the top. It won't show up on this just because I've had to do it on the micro chart. Which would be MNQ. So as you can see, we're in on this one. And then we're just going to see if this one hits. And then our stop loss is just going to be one tick below this 15-minute range. So actually I can do that from this. I've completely forgotten how to though. Yeah, there we go. And then you change that to 3. And then you press that. There you go. So stop loss is in for that. And then I'll copy it over in a little bit if that triggers. Swap over to MNQ just so you guys can actually follow the trade alongside me. And like I said, our TP is going to be this London high just up here. Getting a really nice reaction from it so far though. Using an EA to mark the time zones. I'm using an indicator. It's just the Lux Algo sessions, and then you just simply go into the settings and you just put a name in, choose your own times and your color for the zone, and then it just automatically plants it, and it goes off of the start time, end time, and then the highest point and the lowest point during those time periods. Yeah, no worries, man. Okay, so I've just placed my stop loss order for uh the the larger position. When do I go break even? I don't, to be honest. I probably could with this trade when we take the New York high, just because then this would become sort of a protected low. Um, but yeah, I don't normally like going break even, just because I found that a lot of my trades would kind of well, not a lot, but a high percentage of them would come back down to break even and then go back to my take profit. They'd very rarely go to break even and fall down to my stop loss. And so I like to just kind of keep my stops where it is. It is a lovely reaction. Yeah, you're right. Probably could have gone in with a little bit more. I wasn't not expecting it to just bounce like that straight away from the top of the 15-minute zone. Um, as you can see, I'm on a 150k account. So yeah, definitely could have put a little bit more risk on. Um, I believe this is if I just settings. Uh, where's the yeah? So I was risking about 0.3% with this one trade. So it's about whereabouts I want it. But yeah, definitely could have put a little bit more risk on, but still happy with it nonetheless. It's about a 3.4 risk to reward, so not the greatest, but not the worst either. Anything over a 3 and I'm happy. I usually try and target about a 6, but that's whereabouts then the halfway point really comes in. Because obviously then I'd have had one mini. These are 3 micros. Micros are a tenth of the size. Um, so, one mini then would have brought my average buy-in price a lot lower. Uh, Obviously, then increasing my risk to reward drastically. Uh, yeah, now we just sit back and let it ride. Um, I just need to make sure I've not got a stop loss set. Sorry, a take profit set for. No, I don't. Okay. That's right. On futures, so say if I had this trade planted, but it didn't trigger here, obviously, but I still had my take profit order at the London high. If it were to then push up to that London high, it would still activate that take profit order. But obviously, with no trade open, it would just simply open a sell position. So yeah, if your orders don't get triggered, then you have to kind of make sure that you're not just going to push up for you take profit and obviously then open up the wrong trade. But we are all good. Um, I'm liking the fact that we broke this. So your stop loss could probably get moved to this low. I'm not going to do that though. So do so obviously at your own risk if you are in the trade with me. We've just broke the 100 point mark. For anyone that usually follows me in the trading chat or behind the trade section of the Victory Prop Discord, you'll know that I usually do like to try and target about 100 points per trade. But I also like to try and let them run a little bit. So I definitely think this one has more to give. If we can try and get another 150 points out of it, then you know it'll be a good way to finish off my week. You know. Just sending that screenshot off to a friend of mine. It's good for journaling purposes as well. Always recommend screenshotting your trades if you can, obviously. I forgot to enter on a challenge account. Does that mean that you entered on a personal account though? I went on another account. Okay. As long as it's not a demo account, then you know you're still going to make something from it. Have you moved your stop loss to break even at all, or because just remember you don't have to follow me at all. You know nothing I do is financial advice. I'm just simply sharing the way I approach the markets, and you know manage your trades however best works for you. You know. I just moved to BE. Okay, understandable. I take it with doing that you also secured some of the position to make sure you've banked some profits. Not yet, but tempted. I would say if you're tempted, then do it because there's nothing worse than looking at a trade and being like, oh, I might take some profits, and then not doing it, and then it drops back down, and you know you kind of sat there kicking yourself, you know. That's what we like to see. Is that the closed position? Is that what you've secured, or is that the open one? Okay. How much did you bank? 2.5 lots. And that's not on a challenge account? I just closed one lot. Okay. On challenge account. Okay, that's good. We should at least see a break of New York high. I think that's whereabouts I'll start skimming some profits. I will, however, just go on to NQ and I'm just going to cancel these because we've definitely had the reaction that we're wanting. I'll go back onto micros. There we go. Tom says, I'm at BE now. Want to get the new account off to a good start. Good shit, bro. How many lots did you go in with, Tom? Waiting for a payouts, don't want to mess with it. Yeah, I get you. I bet you wish you did enter on the funded account though, huh? Come on. Break New York. There we go. Really nice break of New York. So I'm just going to, as you can see, I've just secured one lot or contract for me. Just modified my take profits just be the 2 contracts because that's now all that I've got open. 2 contracts on this again, and now I will bring it just a little bit above break even. Just because we could now see a reaction either from here or obviously, you know, we could drop back down, plant a higher low, and then see the move continue to the upside. So now I'm gonna take your guys' advice. You know, I'm gonna play it safe. But in that one lot secured, it's about $300 of secured profit. Definitely not as much as I was hoping for. I was definitely hoping for my one mini contract to get triggered, because then that would have been about a $3,000 move with one mini. So overall, it would have been giving us about $4,000 at the highest point. But you know, you win some, you lose some. I'll say that it's still a win, but obviously it's just not as much of a win as we'd like. Nice, bro. York trip's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm taking the missus out to a like a cheese and wine tasting experience, just to officially celebrate our anniversary. That was last week, but we didn't really get to do anything. Hey, Paulius is here. Have you only just snuck in, or have you been here this whole time? Because I didn't notice you. It might screw me over, but I'm just going to move this up a little bit just so we can actually see the profit on screen. Clean trade, bro. I almost got stopped on my old position, but added. Thanks to you. Just took 1% profit. Good shit, man. And that's on the 50k, right, Paulius? Your TP is at London High, or gonna let it ride till the gap? Well, I was gonna just secure it at the London High, just because obviously, what with my trip to York, I kind of have a lot to do today, so I don't really want to be, you know, sat waiting around to see if it pumps. But you could definitely kind of see, like, if it takes this within the next, I would say, hour, then you can definitely expect another 2 to 3 hours of kind of like bullish momentum. So maybe until the Asia high here, or obviously if it wants to push up and fill the gap, but that might happen on Wednesday. So just kind of play it safe and play it by ear. Yesterday I had $250 left to pass phase 1, but got tilted and the classic revenge trades happened back at 53.5, luckily. That's all that matters, man. As long as you manage to recover it and, you've recognized whereabouts like you went wrong. What do you need to pass? Is it 54k, 55k? 54k. Okay. Uh, I mean, do you mean you're on 3.5 including what's floating? Or you've already secured 3. Oh, okay, okay. I was going to say, because otherwise you could just close now and, well, maybe wait a little bit, but yeah. Like, you could have just closed and then just immediately passed off your account. Oh, it feels good making people money. Legendary behavior. I'm hoping that AJ's quiet because he's recording, so I'm hoping this all goes in the stream. AJ's counting his money. Yeah, we're definitely sitting around this area, so we might see a little bit of, kind of coming back down, chopping around, and then finally a nice push upwards. But who knows? I could be wrong. Either way, it's a risk-free trade. We've secured something at least. So, see how it plays out. What's US 30 doing? Uh, kind of the same thing. Didn't quite have the same appeal, especially on the 15-minute chart, like what we used for NQ. I know obviously we came down, we respected kind of this order block, and then we pumped what, like almost 200 points. But yeah, definitely not as appealing as our NQ trade. Uh, and it happened exactly how we said as well. ES hadn't taken London low, and NQ had, which indicates weakness on NQ. So then you want ES to basically then come and match NQ by taking out the London low, and in doing that, NQ then came and took Asia low. So now ES wants to now come and take Asia low. It did exactly that, which was then when NQ tapped into our point of interest and then pushed up and took our initial TP area, which would have been the New York high from the open, just that little wick upwards. And obviously that's then whereabouts we all secured some of our position. And yeah, now hopefully we kind of get a continuation because everything's going to plan so far. You've also got the fact that NQ has taken the planted New York high, ES hasn't, so now ES is again going to want to come and push up, and in doing that, we'll then drag NQ up. So NQ, I reckon, can quite easily come and see the London high. It's definitely a great way to kind of go about it, guys. Is using NQ's movement compared to ES's movement and trying to see which one's showing weakness. If ES takes a high, but NQ doesn't, that doesn't mean that NQ is then going to want to take that high. Whereas if NQ takes a high but ES doesn't, then that's when you kind of start thinking, okay, ES is now going to want to start following NQ and taking that high or low, or, depending on whichever way you're going. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to ask them in the chat. Yeah, just sitting around. Not sure which order block is important on a trading day. Any way to learn your trading system? So, are you basically wondering why I used this area here as my area of interest? Because if so, you've got this area of consolidation where we've then had a big push up, breaking these highs here. Right, I know obviously this isn't sort of a significant high like this, but it still matters that we've broken this, and so we've had a market structure shift, right? We've also on a higher time frame. If I were to go to the 4 hour, so the big drop that you saw just then on the 15-minute is this wick here, and that's it bouncing off of this order block, which obviously, we've seen a huge reaction from already. So we've already bounced off there. So that's now leading us to think we're wanting to catch buys. So then you've got the break. I'm on the wrong time frame. So you've got the 15-minute break here, which again solidifies the idea now that we're looking for a reversal to the upside. Obviously, this was a ridiculous drop to happen in one day. So we're definitely then going to start wanting to see some form of reversal. Then you get this area here swept, which is this, because you've got to think there's going to be loads of people with their stop losses underneath this area. So that's our liquidity grab, right? So we've had our liquidity grab here, followed by an immediate one move break of structure here. You've then got your planted liquidity, which we then wanted to come down to sweep, as I said. And you've also then had a continual break of structure, and another one just here. So it's still indicating that it's strong, but now we have a liquidity zone to come and sweep. So this is basically going to be doing the exact same as here. So, people have their stop losses there. People will also have all their stop losses here because it's the low of the day. So now we want to come down and sweep it like we did here. So we've come down, we've swept it, and that's when this order block here becomes of interest, because this is the one that swept this area and immediately then pushed up and gave us that break of structure. And so that's when you mark out this exact zone, and that's exactly what we caught. Does that make sense? I've got a picture to help show as well. Oh, my bad. So you can have a look at that. I'll bring it up on the stream as well. So again, we had that we had that break of structure that I spoke about on the 15-minute, and then we had that one candle that came down and it swept that area, and then in a single move gave us another break of structure. Then we had our planted liquidity. It doesn't have to be two zones. This is just for demonstration purposes. It can just be a single zone like it was today. We then had continued breaks of structure to indicate continuous sign of strength. And then we came down, we sweeped our planted liquidity, tapped into our order block, and then we push up, usually targeting the previous high, which would have been our, which will be our London session high. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Super simple, like when you get the hang of it. Super confusing when you're first trying to learn it. But again, if you have any more questions, what time frame to look at? So this is a fractal strategy, so it works on basically all time frames. Obviously, I like to day trade and I like to scalp, so I always try and break it down to the 1 minute. That's why I originally marked out at the start of the stream. I had another zone marked out, which was this area here, which was basically just the bottom point of the 15-minute block. That's whereabouts I wanted it to come down to. But I then also didn't think it would, just based off of ES price movement and how they were kind of, NQ would do something, then ES was following. I didn't think that NQ would move enough to come and tap into this zone. And so that's then when I kind of replaced the 15-minute zone, had a small order at the top, and then a larger order just at the 50% of the 15-minute rather than the 1 minute. How do you compare NQ, ES, and DJ? Do NQ and DJ follow ES or something? Yes and no. So ES is what manipulates the price of NQ mostly. US 30 tends to do its own thing. It used to be that like US 30 would do its own thing for like the first hour of market open, and then it would start to kind of convert back into following NQ. And so NQ and US 30 used to look pretty much identical, apart from like a couple of, like imposter candles. Whereas nowadays, if I were to go on the, I don't know, the 1 hour of NQ compared to the 1 hour of US 30, you can see it's completely different nowadays. So it's definitely changed. But what you'll get is, so ES, if ES pumps, it usually drags NQ along with it. However, what you're wanting is, like how we did today, you're wanting to identify sort of the like abnormalities of it, or divergences, where NQ has come down and taken a significant level. And that can be, a London high, London low, Asia high, Asia low, or, significant lows, significant highs. And so you're wanting to identify when NQ does take those, but ES doesn't, because ES is then going to want to match up with NQ. And obviously a small move on ES leads to a larger move on NQ. So whereas ES only moved this much, it moved, 1 second, whereabouts is it? So it moved 12 points, right? By this point, what time is that? So that's, 2:31 NQ. 231. By that time, NQ had already had a 72-point drop, taking the London low. So a small move on ES results in a big move on NQ. So then obviously a big move on ES results to a catastrophic move on NQ. But what you're then wanting is ES to follow what NQ did. And again, if ES then has to drop even further to come down to the London low, then NQ, already having taken the London low, is then going to drop even further, which then gave us the Asia low. And now ES is going to want to play catch up and take out the Asia low, which will then drag NQ down even further, which then gave us our point of interest. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I'm awful at explaining things. We're back up at the $900 mark, even after closing out one of our contracts. We are 20 points away from take profit. So would a good start be looking for divergences on market open versus London highs and lows? Yes. So long as you have a good zone to, keep in mind. So like today, for example, obviously we'd already pre-marked our 15-minute zone. I then used the divergence as kind of a confluence of it actually going towards that, because it could have just pumped right off the rip, and then we know from that point, oh, it's not going to hit our TP. It's not going to hit our entry. Whereas I saw it drop, saw that ES hadn't quite dropped, so then we used it as a confirmation of, okay, I feel like it will come down to this, so I'm going to keep my target there. We've just hit take profit, ladies and gentlemen. Or at least I have. I'm not sure if you guys on Forex are still open or not. I don't think you should be. I think that's enough. Oh yeah, definitely. But that was a fantastic trade. I just need to cancel that. There we go. The one annoying thing about futures is if it hits your TP, it doesn't close your stop loss. So it keeps your stop loss open. The amount of times that I've accidentally made, thousands of dollars because I've left my stop loss open and then it's come down, tapped into it, and then just kept going down. And so it's actually opened a sell. And I've just, had a notification on my phone and it's like, oh, I've just accidentally made $5,000. Congrats, excellent trade. Thank you very much, Most. I hope you made some decent profit on that. Tom says leaving an entry with stop loss in profit for what I think is a minute 30 order block. What, this one? Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Are you targeting just the bottom of the order block? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I can see it. I can see that hitting for sure. We are definitely bullish on the day. We've had the perfect, like liquidity sweep. Even looking at on the 30-minute, we've come down. We've swept out all these wicks, tapped into this zone, and now we're ripping. Yeah, I see no reason as to why we shouldn't, push even higher than this, to be honest. I definitely think that this gap is going to get attacked either today or tomorrow. But anyway, that's going to be me done for the day now, guys. So congratulations everyone that made profit. Congratulations to anyone that managed to follow along and learn the strategy and learn why we took the trade, because at the end of the day, you know, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, and his wife hates him and he stinks of fish. So, yeah, I will see you all. When will I see you? Possibly next week. I'm not 100% sure, so you have to bear with me on that one. Good word, bro. Excellent trading, great advice. Have a good time away, man. Yeah, thank you very much, Tom. Hopefully, I will see you when I'm up there, but if not, I fully understand that you work a lot, so no hard feelings. Everyone else, have a fantastic day, fantastic week, fantastic weekend, and I will catch you all in the next stream. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.